So, I wanted to try and do an impromptu Katie's Arms, if this Wi-Fi will work, which I think it is. And look, I'm even drinking squash. So you know it's not really a Katie's Arms, because never ever in the history of Katie's Arms has there ever been a time where I've been drinking squash. There's always a gallon of Merlot going along. So, hello my loves. I apologise for not letting anyone know about this. I know this is the wrong date and the wrong time and wrong everything. But here's the thing. For the next 2 months, I'm going to be on the road across the States because we have 55 days until the midterms here. And it's really important that people feel uplifted and yes, exactly, celebrating a right-wing victory after the Swedish elections. Well, that's precisely sort of it. Not about left or right, but just we need people out to vote. We need people to see that this can't go on this way. And I know I'm a foreigner and an outsider, but that's what I'm going to be doing for 8 weeks, is throwing myself to the road. So Katie's Arms is going to be haphazard all over the place, evening from Scotland. Hello. My views on Pakistan? Pakistan, well, what was it? Manchester police, they were threatening me, came to my door, harassed me for arrest for saying that British, the people, the gangs that were grooming our children were majority Pakistani Muslim men. And at the time that I said that, that was not, well, it still isn't an okay thing to say. So I was being arrested for saying that. Anyway, so I needed to let you know, for 8 weeks, I'll be on the road. We'll do Katie's Arms live whenever we can. Thank you for being here. Katie, you upset a few numpties. I know. And there's some things that I have to tell you. Number one is that, and this is frivolous, yes, and self-centered and narcissistic, whatever else. But darlings, we try our best, don't we, for Katie's Arms? We have a little dress up. Look, I just put on this blouse. Good evening. But what you're going to see over the next 8 weeks, if you had time to come and join us at all, which you may not, hello New Zealand, is you're going to see a lot of repeat outfits, darlings, in a really serious way. I already had to take off my grey t-shirt because it's got toothpaste on it. And I'm working on a new theory, so I travel with one small suitcase and one small backpack of power, which you know about, because I've told you about the backpack of power. But literally, this time I'm traveling with what I consider to be the barest amount of clothes you can take for 8 weeks on the road, which is like you alternate and you wash. So don't expect, I know you come to me for fashion, you come here for couture advice, you come here because, like, if you can't get on Vogue, obviously you come to Katie's Arms, right? No, I realise I'm really shit at dressing anyway, but I'm just telling you, don't be like, I've seen that blouse 50 billion times, because you are going to see this 50, and basically, oh, did I just put a bit of, oh, don't tell me. Oh my God, look. There is already a lipstick mark here now because I just tried to sniff my armpit. But basically, all my clothing for the next 8 weeks is going to be sniff tested. And if it passes my sniff test, and bear in mind, I've got a nose this size, so therefore my sniff test should be pretty accurate, right? If it passes the sniff test, it's going on. And you'll notice this lipstick stain may be there for a while. If you find me on the road and I don't pass the sniff test, let's just agree you're not going to say anything. Because truly, thank you. Yes, necklace, courtesy of Mumsy. Mumsy and I went out for a little walk and a little shop together, and we quickly dived into a shop where my father wasn't looking, because my father doesn't agree with us buying things. And we both got necklaces. So Mumsy and I have very similar necklaces, but Mumsy got me this. Thank you very much, Mumsy. I don't know if we told Dad, or whether we just hid it. I think we hid it. I know lots of women who do that. It's sort of a game, because what does it really matter? But my father likes to think that we don't buy things. So there's some things I really, really wanted to say. To how good am I at willy washing? I don't know what you mean by that. If you mean that whole dipping the willy in the penis beaker thing, is it that? Do you remember the penis beaker? Where men on Mumsnet, like waitrose, yeah, those guys, they are basically, once they've had sex with their wives, they just dip their winky in a beaker so that that's them washing their winky. Are you talking about that? I don't know. Okay, here we go. I prefer non-synthetic if possible. Are you trying to tell me that I'm wearing synthetic material? Shit me, it's synthetic. If someone put a lighter near me, I'd go up like, whoo, whoo. I've got hairspray on as well, so my whole head would go up. That would be a way to go, wouldn't it? Yes, it's synthetic. I know, I should be more vegan, but I really haven't got the fucking time. Some important things I wanted to share. Thank you. How did I become a journalist? Oh, I see what you're saying. To get into America. I'll address the getting into America thing sometime. But believe me, there's nowhere I can't point you to anything in particular that will help you. What I can tell you is that I am done with following rules that are made up without rationale and dictated by people I have no respect for. And let me also say to you that I'm very risk positive. There is nothing anyone can do to me that will stop me because I don't fear it. They already took my house, they took my jobs, they came for my children, they came for my head. They can lock me up, they've deported me, they've banned me. I'm banned from South Africa, I'm banned from Australia. You get my gist. I'm not being, woe is me. I'm just saying, so what? What are you going to do to me? And what you're going to do to me for trying to come to a place to try and help lift people up. I've come to take nothing. I'm not asking anyone for anything. I'm not taking anything from anyone. I just want to try and help put a bit of good out there. And if that means that I deserve locking up, bring it. I'll do the time. Because my life's short and I'm not waiting to be given permission. So I can't tell you my roots and everything, but I can tell you I'm not being told what to do by someone in a suit who calls himself a politician. I can't do it anymore. It's not worth it. How long can you lock me up for? Do it. I'll probably die before I get out. Doesn't matter. I've had a blast. Bring it. Australia loves you. Thank you. The last country that I was deported from and banned. You know about that because I have the deported tattoo on my arse, which I also sent to the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia in a frame. Can I say a few things, please? May I say, why have I been barred? Oh, barred from Australia. I was banned from Australia, if you mean that, because they put me into quarantine prison because they wanted me to do a TV show. And I wanted to expose the hypocrisy. Ooh, look, CNN in the background. I know, always keep your eyes on your enemies. Keep your enemies close. They wanted me over there to do a programme. I went over there, but whilst I was in quarantine, I thought I would expose the hypocrisy of the fuckers. And so I did. And I spoke out about quarantine and I urged people to ignore it and I urged people to take to the streets and I supported great Australians who couldn't leave their country nor return to it. And I said, look at me, look what they've done. They've brought me in, unvaccinated, to your country to do a shitty TV programme and you're not allowed to go and see your dying father. That is wrong. That is the madness. And God, did I go for it. And it blew up. It went crazy. The morning TV shows ran it. The Deputy Prime Minister was involved. The TV company were shitting themselves. The person that signed my visa was shitting himself. And so everyone ran for cover and had to make me out to be the bad guy. And so they deported me from Australia. And they... Australia clips were hilarious though, thank you. They deported me and they banned me from the country for 3 years, which actually is indefinite because they'll never let me back in. But frankly, balls to them. I mean, I love Australians. I love New Zealanders, but the politicians can go F themselves. And if I can break into Australia one day, I'll do that as well. So that's kind of it's an attitude that got me to wherever I get to. And it's also the reason you'll see me shamed in the mainstream media when I'm deported from somewhere else. Shamed, Hopkins deported from Australia. Yeah, by the very people who signed my visa and welcomed me in and paid for me to be there. The same people that gave Novak Djokovic a visa and then ran away into a cupboard when people started kicking off. Because people are pissed off, fair enough, because they're being treated like shit, fair enough. But all I'm trying to do is expose the hypocrisy for what it is. Anyway, I now have a great deported tattoo on my arse and the guy that tried to tattoo it. No, the tattoo artist tried to take me out after. Just saying. Obviously, my arse has still got it. So, I think he was just a bit, morbidly fascinated. So I needed to say a few things. I used to think I hated you, and now I couldn't love you more. Oh, that's so kind. Can I scroll back to see who that was? No, I can't. I'm too stupid. Can you see the tattoo? Yes, but I don't really want to. Hold on. I'm scared because you'll get too much of my arse crack, and I don't want to. Boom. Can I reverse into you a little bit more? I'm trying to make it so you can really see it. There. Whoop. That's the stamp that's in my passport in red ink. So I took the passport into the tattoo bar. It was called The Leap of Faith. And I have so much, it calls to my heart because I tell my girls and young people, leap, leap, and your wings will unfurl on the way down. It's a comment from somewhere. I read it in a book, something. And I mean, if your wings don't unfurl, well, you're fucked anyway, aren't you? You're already dead, so, it's all over. And so I took my passport in and the gentleman tattooed it on my arse. But what I'll tell you is, back it up. What I'll tell you is, and I'm, tough, I think. Well, no, I am. I have another tattoo as well. But his arse tattoos really hurt. So when he got going, from behind me. No, sorry, went off there. When he got going, from... I can't... See, I told you it's nothing to do with Merlot. This is just squash. So when he got going, I was like, like giving birth, like that whole, really? And so everything in me was like tightening up because the pain was real. And so, in my head I'm thinking, shit me, deported's actually got, I was like, D-E-P-O-R-T, shit, it's really long. And then he gets, and I'm trying to still be, like, oh, broad, cool, yeah, get this deported tattoo on my ass, yeah. And so he goes, I heard that arse tattoos hurt quite a bit. And at this point, I'm dead. You're kind of fit in a posh centrinia. I know, I'm hot as hell. It's why men want to do me, because they think I'll be really good. And I am. So anyway, he goes, I heard they hurt. And I went into mode, right? Which is, I will not be out hurt. Like, you want to bring pain, I'll out pain you. So I'm currently digging in, like every bit of me is tight. Like, I've got this, you fucker, go on, hurt me harder. And meanwhile, my body hasn't got any choice, but it's sweating. And I'm like a sweaty bird anyway. Like, I sweat under here, even though my boobs are tiny. I sweat here. I sweat from the nose when I'm eating a curry. And like, seriously, look at my nose. I could be dehydrated really fast. Just eating a chicken tikka boona balti. I could be dehydrated. I need a drip, really. And a catheter. So I had pain sweat, which is my response mechanism to extreme pain, like arm dislocations or whatever. So I'm like lying on the tattoo couch. He's like, all I can think about is being shagged from behind. But he wasn't doing that as well at the same time, although that might be better. And so then I've gone into the, come on. And so the sweat then is the sweat is dealing with the pain. So this sweat is now literally pissing out of me. Like, I was the one who called you Cunty Hopkins, but now I'm so sorry for calling you that. That's so sweet. Don't be sorry. You probably meant it at the time. And it doesn't really matter, does it? You were just being honest about what you thought. And Cunty Hopkins is all right. It's a bit like Katie Hopkins. It's a play on words. You could have done worse. Anyway, so now I'm sweating. I haven't talked about any of the things I really wanted to tell you about. Damn. I really have got to tell you some things. But anyway, I'm sweating. I'm sweating from the vagina. Like, literally, sweat is pissing from my vagina. And everywhere. And like, I'm on a, wipe clean surface because there's blood and all that, isn't there? Guts, gore, God knows what, secretions, oil. And I'm starting to slip off of the tattoo kind of pain, bench of pain because of the arse tattoo. Anyway, and so at the end I had to get up and act like I wasn't completely soaking wet, but I was. I got out of the shop and I was like, And he still asked me to, you know, well, he didn't ask for that, but he still asked if he could see me later. I won't tell you about that bit. Right, let me tell you things. Come back. Australian Prime Minister got sacked in May. Yes. I love that you're letting your hair grow out. Yes, I have some hair now. It's still kind of thin. I mean, really thin. Terribly, probably. So I have to kind of poof it around. Look, see? But it's amazing that I have any hair, because in order to do my surgery, so my scar that many of you probably remember or saw, or maybe you don't, it doesn't really matter, went literally from here, behind this ear, all the way up and over to the back of this ear, like like an Alice band of circular sawing. And then they had to pull my head apart. Do you know, like in those movies, those sort of Frankenstein movies, pull my head apart to get to the skull, to drill my skull off. And then after all that, they had to put it all back together. And bear in mind, they did that twice more because my stuff went wrong and I got meningitis and the rest. So it's amazing in a way that I have any hair. But that's the thing. Anyway, enough about me. So some things I wanted to say to you. How many other tattoos? Oh, I cried at your scar. It was terrible. My husband, I thought he was going to vomit on my head. So I got him to take a picture for me, because obviously I didn't know what they'd done. And when I say what they'd done, I mean that, you know, gratefully. And so he took the picture and then he wouldn't show me the phone. And then, isn't that funny? Whew, I never knew. I don't think I've talked about this, have I? So, how strange is that? Emotion is so weird, isn't it? It just sits, and then you it's almost like you hook it with something, and that's exactly how I am. So lovely Mark wouldn't show me the picture on his phone because my head was too much of a mess, and anyway, let's talk about something else, shall we? We might try and do this another time, I think. I think I need to build myself up for this. But anyway, lovely Mark wouldn't show me my head or my scar because I think he thought it would freak me out too much and would stop me thinking I could get better, which was looking a little bit like that wouldn't be the case for a while. So there we are. But that's why I'm lucky to have hair, and I'm lucky to be alive. And so that's it, really. Good. Blackpool, please let me talk about you now and stop talking about me. I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody. This is no good after I've nearly set myself off talking about something from the past. But thank you so much to everybody who was involved in Blackpool, whether you came, whether you just cheered it on, whether you were there in the audience, whether you're one of the people outside that damn theatre for, I don't know how long people sat there, but you guys are just unbelievable. And we get to hug all the way down the pier, and people, Scott, who sat outside the theatre with, and your lovely wife, sorry, I can't remember, I want to say Jill, but Scott, who sat outside the theatre with bottles of Barefoot and an amazing glass with the Katie's arms on and everything, which I will use faithfully when I'm back in the UK. That just blows me away. I don't open presents at the time. I always have to wait to get home to open them. I'm not very good with presents, but I'm just opening them and Mark's helping me. And so thank you. This is an important one. If you are the lady, I will put a note under this live as well. If you're the lady at Blackpool who came for the second time, and the first time you came, you checked yourself out of hospital to be there. You weren't allowed, and you did because you were determined to come. And I know, because I can feel it in my soul, that you're still battling whatever it is, but you came again with your daughter, and Mark, lovely Mark, gave you his email, or you gave it to him, but that email never made it. So it's really important to me that you know we're not ignoring you, and if you're that lady who checked herself out of hospital but also came last time with your daughter, please, 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 landlord@katiesarms.com. and we can get in touch. I can't remember what you talked to lovely Mark about, but it's really important that you know you're not, we remember everything, and I now want to be in touch with you as well, because anyone that checks themselves out of hospital to come to the end of the pier just to laugh with us, you know, bloody bless you. And thank you to everybody, not just people who gave gifts, because that's just amazing, but just who came or supported or who were glad for people that did go. I can't believe you all did that. So thank you. I also want to thank everybody who came to Nantwich, which some of you will know now, howdy, was me on the way to Blackpool. I stopped at a store and did a speakeasy, a private Katie's Arms, for a store owner who kept her business open all through lockdown. And we locked the door, we went above her store into an upstairs room, and 54 of us were in this back room. And I was talking, I don't know, doing kind of what I do, this, but live, but, you know, having a laugh all together for half an hour or so, and then we did questions. So if you want to get involved in that speakeasy stuff, landlord@katiesarms.com, and we're going to try and make some more of those happen up and down the country in small places. So anywhere people usually go to sit, so a restaurant or a bar or a cafe, or anybody that's got chairs and a place that you can lock the door and we can be in there together. I want to do more of those. A private speakeasy, exactly. And then that's what we're trying to do. Just in the days of prohibition, when people used to get together to drink when it was illegal and speak about whatever they wanted, that's what I'm trying to get going again. And you guys can set them up yourselves and run them, places people can come and speak freely, because balls to it, we need it. And then finally, before I love you and leave you, I really can't quite believe all of what's gone on in this little thing, not expected at all. I just wanted to let you know, if you are stateside, or maybe you live in the USA, thank you for allowing me in. I mean, you know, I was coming anyway. I can, I will, I am, and no one's going to stand in my way. No, I don't charge for, no, the speakeasy, I just turn up. Just paid for myself, paid my own way, paid my expenses, and turned up. Balls to money as well, as long as I can keep going. I don't charge for my speaking here either. I try and get help to pay me to the next thing. That's how I roll. Money is not important to me. Last time I had money, someone came and took it, which I don't mind, except I mind that it went to people that I would prefer weren't taking money from us. So yes, I'm going to now do 7 dates in 7 days. So if you're in the States, please do come try and find me. I'm going to go from state to state, so don't worry if you're not in California. But if you're in California, 7 dates in 7 days. I will be in San Fran on the 15th at the Italian Athletic Club. Forgive me if I pronounce any of this incorrectly. 17, I'll be in Sacramento supporting Congressman Kevin Kiley. I believe we're sold out for that. 18, I'll be in Lincoln, California at Oliver's Brew House doing stand-up. That will be censor-free, so prepare yourselves. Matthew Oliver, stayed open all throughout lockdown, and I want to support his business. So Oliver's Brew House in Lincoln on the 18th. In 19th, I'll be in Yuba County. I don't know where that is, but it sounds really fun, and I'll definitely be there. So gather, Yuba County on the 19th, and on the 20th, I'll be in Sonoma. So if you can meet me 17, 18, 19, 20, please do. And then 22 is Newport Beach, and 23 is Pasadena. I think I was about to call that Peshawari then. Must be the jet lag. Maybe it's just that I really like Peshawari naans. So yes, any of those dates, if you're in California, it's inexcusable if you don't come and find me. It's unforgivable. So come find me on the road. I will be defying jet lag, defying Biden, defying the forces of darkness, and I will be bringing it to you. Thank you. Florida, of course I'm coming to Florida. Of course I'm coming to Wisconsin. Of course I'm coming to Georgia. Of course I'm coming to Pennsylvania. Those dates are coming. I don't just stop at one state, my darlings. I'm on the road, and I will rally the red wherever I go, or rally good people. So DeSantis country, of course I'll be there. I'll be in the villages on a golf cart, naked, That's actually quite true. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being part of Katie's Arms. Thank you for supporting me as I go on the road. I can't tell you how amazing it is to have all of you guys cheering me on. And I'll catch up with you somewhere. Like I say, Katie's Arms will be sporadic. There's going to be a lot of the same clothing. But wherever I am, we'll chat. And for now, if you know anyone in California, share this. Tell them to get their asses to one of my events and I can give them a cuddle on your behalf. So much love from me, Katie, and I'll see you somewhere on the road.